everybody. Welcome to another edition of HauntScene Live. I'm your host, Johnny Bronto. With me, as always, my lovely, beautiful, amazing co-host, Melissa Luque.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to HauntScene Live. Hi, Johnny.
Hello. It's Thursday night.
It is a Thursday.
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You are where you should be, watching America's #1 rated haunt podcast in Davenport, Florida. Woo!
Let's
Look
go.
at us, #1, baby. Let's go. All right, so we've got some amazing guests in the studio sitting across from us. We got to pay the bills first, though. That is a nice shirt you got there,
Well,
Melissa.
thank you, Johnny. Black Cat.
Where did you get such an amazing
Halloween
shirt?
shirt company. What about you?
Wow.
I like yours. I had that shirt, actually.
The classic October Forever shirt from the Halloween shirt company. We shop at the same store.
We shop at the same store.
Amazing. Love that. Thank you for sponsoring us, Halloween Shirt Company. You are amazing. Let's give some love to our other sponsors. Thank you to Fright Night South Florida Fairgrounds. Thank you to Woods of Terror, which will be there in a couple weeks. Awesome. Actually, we're going to have Eddie on next week. That's going to be great. Dr. Gumley's Haunted Trail in Umatilla, Florida. Obviously, Halloween Shirt Company. And See You Scared, where you can go and get an amazing haunt sign like this that you can use as a coaster if you want to, or you can put it on the wall too if you want to. But definitely check out seeyouscared.com to buy all of the things. And now I'm hoping that everything works. So let us know where you're watching from in the comments. Melissa's moderating the chat. And if you are watching HauntScene for the first time, like, subscribe, share, do all the things. And yeah, so are you ready to do this?
I'm ready.
Me
ready
too.
To meet the guests.
Let's talk to our amazing guests that are actually in the studio here. We're going to go here from left to right here. We've got Ken coming back here, Ken Guzzetti. We've got Maryl Guzzetti. We've got Dan Carro here in the studio again. Dan was actually on the show with Ken last year, 1 year ago, last week. So that was really, really cool. And we talked about Gatorland, the Ghosts, Goblins and Gators event, which is amazing. Oh, Gators, Ghosts, and Goblins. Sorry, I'm reading your shirt correctly there. But yeah, that was amazing. Do you remember when we wrapped up the show, though, how we kind of like left off talking? What we were talking about when we left off of the show? It was a whole year ago.
Yeah.
When Dan was like, hey, here's like a stake. And here's like a cross. And you might need this a year from now. Thinking ahead a little bit.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when we had them on the show, we had them, they were talking about Gatorland, and they were also talking about Hunter and Hound, which is now a thing. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and let y'all introduce yourselves, and we'll go do the elevator pitch here. So this is where we put the camera on here. We'll start with you, Ken. Just for the people at home watching, who are you, what you do, all the things, and we'll just kind of rotate here. But there you go. Put the camera on Ken.
I'm Ken, and I do video editing and photography and graphic design and stuff like that. And I've been working with Dan for about almost 20 years at this point, about 18 years.
Wow.
Long time.
And
it's a long time to tolerate me.
Yeah. And I've also been with Maryl for 14 years.
Wow.
I got it right.
That's a long time to
I know.
tolerate Ken.
Yes.
We can't edit that. It's awesome.
I'm Marilyn Guzzetti. I'm a painter. I've been Dan's assistant for 15 years now. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's it. I mostly paint. That's it. I do costumes and stuff like that, but scenic paint is like.
Paints. It reminds us of things we're supposed to do that we forget to do.
Yes.
And that kind of thing. So, yeah. There you go. And I'm Dan Carro. I'm the creative director at Gatorland. I also have a company, Carro Creative Co., where I do creative for different theme parks and attractions, escape rooms, haunted houses. So we do that. And now, comic book publisher, writer, and co-creator of Hunter and Hound, which we just launched. And I'm very excited about that. Launched that with Haley Lewis. So yeah, Gators, Ghosts, and Goblins, comic books. I'm living the dream.
Awesome. Very, very cool.
The best.
Dan is a well-established, legendary haunter here in Orlando, which is awesome. So if you want to learn more, going even further back in time, we talked about all kinds of stuff last time.
Yeah.
Terror on Church Street and
Skull Kingdom.
Yep. So we did like a little walk back in time the last time here, but let's talk about now, because we're gonna start talking about Hunter and Hound. Let's do that first.
Yeah.
So I've got some stuff pulled up here. And if you want to go to hunterandhound.net, QR code's on the screen, you can go and read more about this project. You can also donate to the Kickstarter if you want to. The first issue, fully funded, amazing. It blew up and it was fully funded in, I think, a couple days.
Yes.
It was crazy. We just did an amazing, well, you all just did an amazing event last night at Gods and Monsters to celebrate the launch of that. That was so fun.
Yeah.
And I've got pictures. We've got pictures.
We got pictures. Took a lot of
You
pictures.
took great pictures.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank
for
you.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, she does all the heavy lifting here. All right, so let's take a look at that. So this was at Gods and Monsters last night, and if you missed out, why? Why weren't you there? It was at Gods and Monsters. Now, the Vault 5421, which is in the back of Gods and Monsters, which is a comic book store in Orlando, kind of in the Universal area. It's my hometown taco. When you go in and we take a look here, we got some pictures. If you look down here at the very, very bottom middle, got the Vault 5421 is basically like a little shoebox. It is very tiny, and there were a lot of people there, and it was a lot of fun. There were photo ops. Here's us with Dan. It was awesome. There was trivia. There were guest stars. It was awesome here. You had the costumes on display, which was very cool. Dan did some trivia, gave away a bunch of prizes and things, some artwork, and then some of the, there were wolf pups
Doggos.
there. Doggos there.
Love the doggos.
This was an epic event, and
Yeah.
if you weren't there, you missed out. Any chance of doing another event like this in a slightly larger venue?
Yes.
Yes.
Yay!
Very
They're
cool.
in a larger venue, maybe at Gods and Monsters again. They were amazing.
Yes.
Their staff is awesome, and that the store is great. The vault is, if you haven't been there, you have to
Very
go.
cool.
Like,
Yep.
yeah, it's a Fallout themed speakeasy bar, and there's nothing like it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I love going there, and I don't even drink. I just like to go there and hang out. You know, it's a great place. So and the owners are awesome.
Yes.
Todd and Ann are amazing, and their staff's awesome. So you got to go there.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll be back there at some point. They already said when you're coming back, which is great. And then we have another venue we're talking to possibly in October,
Oh, very cool.
and we'll announce that as soon as we, seal the deal with that. But it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, and I didn't mean that like a shot at Gods and Monsters. It's a tiny little speakeasy thing.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
cozy.
it was the response. I mean, there was probably like 100 people there last night. It was nuts. you know?
Was not expecting that.
Yeah, I was.
Well,
I was
okay.
surprised there weren't twice as many people there. Where were you,
Yeah.
everybody else?
It was, it was an amazing turnout, and I'm so thankful to everyone that came out there. And there were, we had obviously our friends and family that came out, and that was wonderful. But there were a lot of faces I didn't know that we hadn't seen before that had seen the news or saw us on social media and decided to come out and support us, which is amazing. In harmony with nature, Wolf Sanctuary brought that wolf dog out, and Kim out there is super nice,
Oh,
and
very cool.
you should look into In Harmony with Nature, because they're doing great work over there. And when I called and asked about the possibility of having a wolf appear, she's like, oh yeah, we have this ambassador wolf that comes out, and I'm thinking we're going to get a gray wolf or something. And she shows me the picture, and it's this black and gray wolf, just like the one in the comic.
Perfect.
Yes, awesome.
Yes,
So
yes,
could
it
not
looked
have
just
been
like it, yes.
any better. Yeah.
That was very, very cool. Love that. It was so cool to see you don't see wolves around.
You
know?
don't, no,
It was
you
so,
really
It
don't.
was so cool.
I guess I should say why we had a wolf there, what the comic's about, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I've played this monster hunter character for about 30 years. It's Sir Daniel Raptus, the world's foremost hunter of monsters, vampire slayer, dragon vanquisher, ghost extinguisher, fairy fighter, and I hadn't really thought about it for a while. I hadn't played it for a few years, and Haley Lewis, who created the book with me, worked at one of the haunts at Gators, Ghosts, and Goblins
Oh,
a
very
few years ago, and to thank me for letting her work at the haunt, like you have to thank someone for that.
I would
I
thank
was
you.
glad to have her
Yeah.
there. She drew this picture of Sir Daniel with this werewolf, and I'm like, this is beautiful. What is this wolf? And she's like, I just thought he should have a werewolf sidekick that helps him hunt monsters. And I'm like, we should do this as a comic book. And I don't think she believed me. And then I belted out 32 scripts, and I was like, we're going, that's it. And then, you know, spent about 2 years developing it and getting the style right and figuring out what we were doing. And now we launched it and got a great response. So basically, it's about a medieval monster hunter, an aging medieval monster hunter, who takes an orphaned teenage werewolf as an apprentice. And he's teaching her to hunt monsters while she learns to control her powers and not kill him.
Oh,
So,
awesome.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's also based a little bit on my relationship with my daughter and my stepdaughter too. You know, so it's like, you know, because they want to kill me, but they don't, which I appreciate.
That's awesome. So thank you for sending over some art here. I've got one of the images that you.
That's the one.
There you go.
Yeah,
Look
that's
at
the
that.
one she did for me as a gift.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
That is
right?
cool.
Imagine that. It's just
Yeah.
like, here, thanks for letting me work at the haunt. It's like, I get this. Wow.
I know, right?
That's
know,
so cool.
Man, I'll have to draw you something to thank you for being on the show.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to go through some of these images so people can kind of get a look and feel
Sure.
for the comic. Definitely check this out. Right now it is in Kickstarter, and the first issue was fully funded. I think you're going to do another round for 2.
Yeah.
Second issue.
So the Kickstarter ended last night, but Kickstarter allows for late pledges. So I don't know how long that runs for. I'm kind of new to doing Kickstarter. So you can go on, you can still pledge. I think they raised the price a little bit. I'm sorry. But, you know, most of the items are still on there. I think they took a few of them off, but you can still go on there. You can still pledge until that comes down. So if you see this and you're interested, get to Kickstarter and look for Hunter and Hound.
So if you go to hunterandhound.net, you're going to see here that at the very, very top right, there's going to be the Kickstarter button. That'll take you right there. Probably the easiest way to get there. Or if you just go to Kickstarter, you look up Hunter and Hound, you can find it very, very quickly.
Yep.
Make sure you go and pledge. Bookmark this website. It's got all the things on it if you want to learn a little bit more about it. I remember seeing this image of you, this picture. I think you had Alan Hoff with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the OG, like Castlevania, you know, it's amazing.
So yeah, he and I started the Mythical Monster Museum in Dallas, which is still running today, and that was kind of the idea. He came to me back in our Skull Kingdom days, and I think it was like '97. And I was like, I want to open a monster museum. I'm like, I don't care about monsters. I like superheroes. You know, and he was like, we just go in and we're gonna scare people. We have monsters. I was like, what if I'm a monster hunter and I killed all the monsters, and this is, you know, they're all taxidermied on the walls, and I take you in and you learn about them. And he wanted to be the troll, so he was going to be a troll in a cage that scared people. So that was the original concept. And what it took, you know, and then we didn't talk about it for years, and he moved to Dallas, and one day he calls me up and he's like, I found the place, we're doing the museum. I'm like, what? Like the one we talked about like 10 years ago? And he's like, yeah, we're doing it, get up here. And he flew me up there, we worked our butts off and got it open, and people love it, and it's still running. So that's where Magnus Crane came from. So it's Sir Daniel Raptus, and he's the monster hunter. He fights like the supernatural creatures, vampires and ghosts and whatnot. And then Magnus Crane is the beast slayer. So he would like fight dragons and trolls and more living, you know, creatures. And but in the book, Magnus is absent. We don't know where he is or what's happening. It's just Sir Daniel running around at the moment, and maybe we'll find out where Magnus is at some point.
That's awesome.
So,
All right. So I'm going to run through a little bit more art here because I haven't seen some of these images here. Got the original poster. Very, very cool. Let me get the next one. All right, so here there are variant covers you can get depending on your level of Kickstarter. Keep an eye out for future offerings on Kickstarter. We're supporters of this. Katie was the supporter of this, so really excited about that. Some of the art here, really, really cool. I love this. You ever heard of a comic book called Poison Elves?
Yeah.
This reminds me of Poison Elves by Drew Hayes.
Oh yeah,
a little
that's a
bit.
great
It
book.
kind of has that, you know, gritty, not like exact, but like it just kind of has that kind of like feel to it.
We're trying to kind of go back to like the 80s,
Okay.
90s, you know, kind of feel before everything kind of turned into being sexy with the superheroes and whatnot. Like we're trying to just kind of go back to a little bit EC Comics, you know, the pinch of Castlevania, like you said, like that's the tone we're kind of going for, yeah.
Right,
So what you have there, that's the Penny Dreadful. So there's the comic book, which looks like a comic book, you know, And then every issue of the comic book has a corresponding Penny Dreadful. So if you know what a Penny Dreadful is, it's like a Victorian pulp magazine that would have like 2 chapters, like 2 kind of novel chapters that were usually horror based, you know. So, or sometimes they're called Penny Bloods. So we're kind of bringing that idea back. So each issue of the comic has a Penny Dreadful that takes place before it.
Okay.
So it's kind of the prequel to that issue.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's a way to show the monster running around doing monster things without the good guys there. So essentially it's a horror story.
Oh, yeah.
Even Batman, you take Batman out of Batman and you let Joker run amok, it's a horror story, you know. So that's the idea, is that let's see the monsters do their thing without the good guys there. And then the epilogue, they're like, all right, we need to deal with this. And then you go right into the issue where now you see the good guys show up and kind of deal with the creature. So
That's awesome.
All right, some of the art style here, I love this style. It's just
I do love
it's
that
so
style
it
of
stands
the
out
art,
so
yeah.
much, and it definitely has like a little bit of a throwback. But I've never seen anything quite like this. It's just I love the style. It's just great. Love that. Very, very cool. Got some dialogue here. One of the characters made an appearance last night, which was pretty dope. We'll talk about that in a moment. You're talking about troll in a cage. We had a ghoul in a cage last night,
right.
which was a lot of fun. So it was really cool. I love this because people dressed up. People were wearing their werewolf vest. It was really, really cool. People were really pumped about that.
Yeah. Now, this artwork is done by Haley Lewis, the comic books. The Penny Dreadfuls, she does the covers, and I do the interior art on that. And then on the comic book, I do the newsstand cover, and then she does the interior art. So what you're looking at is Haley's work here. And
So good.
it's amazing. Like, she does all the, I help her with layouts a little bit, but then she's doing all the pencils, inks, colors herself. And then Ken comes in and does the lettering. So, because I'm very sloppy with that. And he makes it perfect. So, yeah.
That's cool. Is that something you just like? Have you done lettering for comic books before or anything, Ken?
No, I've been working with Dan for a while, and a lot of times he'll rough out something very quickly and hand it to me. I'm very meticulous in Photoshop and all of those programs, so I've been cleaning up a lot of the work for quite some time.
Yep. So that's what I get it where I want. I was like, Ken.
Finish yourself.
So I'll letter it the first time to make sure everything kind of fits and rewrite lines if I need to and whatnot, and then I'll give him that so I can move on to something else, and then he'll go through and vector the letters and make sure it's done right, and he's doing great. But I ask a lot of Ken, and he always comes through. So
I mean, you guys have been working together for a very long time,
yeah.
so that's awesome.
He's kind of like, it's like Captain Kirk and Scotty. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it's like I just ask him to do things, and he's like, I can't do. Yeah, he yells at me like Bones, but he makes it happen like Scotty, and it's pretty great. And when things are calm, he's Mr. Spock.
Giving her all she's got.
Yeah, he's basically everyone.
That's happened pretty regularly.
That's awesome. All right, cycling through here. The layouts are great, but I have not had a chance to actually like dive in and read this stuff because I'm really wanting the first issue. But just getting a little sample here of some of the art, the dialogue, everything here. And then moving on into some of the variant covers. So it seems like there's a lot of those, which is really, really cool.
That.
By the way, they're on like a 10-second delay, so they get to see the images 10 seconds after I put them up. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm like, is he talking about the one that I'm seeing? And yeah,
So, and then, a couple different images here.
So this was done by Nick Lopez, who he and his mother do the makeup at Gators, Ghosts, and Goblins. And he's an amazing young artist. And, so right away I was like, hey, I have this idea. Would you mind doing a cover? Would you like to do a cover? And so he did that one with the mouth and, the teeth framing them. And then that other one I did, and I wanted to do an homage to the old horror comics.
I love those.
So that's
it
the
kind
one
of
there.
kind of reminds you of like Creepshow.
Yeah, that's
type.
exactly what I was
Yes,
going for.
and I love
Creepshow
that.
Tales
Yes.
from the Crypt. And
Yep.
Yeah, so
I love that.
wanted to do a little homage to horror. So yeah, those are variant covers.
Man,
That's awesome.
when is the Netflix series come out? Like, when does the movie come out?
Let's go.
Soon, I hope.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
from your mouth to some executive's ears, like Hunter and Hound, the TV
Bezos?
show. Let's go.
All right, let's go. Let's do the things.
There's a lot worse stuff out than this idea, I think, maybe.
Yeah,
So
that's
hopefully
awesome.
people would like it.
That's very, very cool. So that's a little taste of what the comic book looks like. Make sure you go to the website, do all the things here. I do want to show off some of the characters you had at the thing last night.
Sure.
So let's make sure I click on the right thing. There we go. Okay, so we got wolf dogs, and then here we've got the creatures. So part of the in between the trivia and the raffles and all that stuff. Really cool last night for the people who supported the Kickstarter. Whether they did it ahead of time or on site, because a lot of people were jumping in and doing the Kickstarter on site, which is really cool. You had characters. You had people directly lifted from the page here. The ghoul here, which I think is what we were looking at a moment ago on that panel, in the cage, which is normally cage dancers, but that it worked out. I didn't have any singles on.
They usually have dancing girls. We had a dancing ghoul.
Yeah,
it's really similar.
That's fine. I can see where that might be. You know, some people walk in, they're like,
I'll take it either way.
Yep. And then the troll. I loved it because I don't know who you had playing these characters, but they were fun. Yeah. They would mess with you, and like I think Melissa gave one a button, and they tried to eat it or something. So
the one in the cage too. I was like, it's sharp.
That's cool.
Be careful.
So yeah, we wanted to, we started the evening out with our monster of the month for issue 1, and then at the end of the night, we wanted to show the monster of the month for issue 2, and brought out a common English troll. So there's a lot of different kinds of trolls, but that is what you would call a common English troll. And when issue 2 comes out, you can find out all about that. That's the other thing too that's kind of interesting with the book is it's a feature of each issue is at the very back of the book, the inside back cover, there's a page from Sir Daniel's Monster Compendium that will show his field guide sketch of the creature with all of the notes about it. So, you could, sometimes you'll be able to read the notes and then go back and read the issue, and you'll see details in the issue that don't get mentioned by the characters that are kind of outlined in the notes too. So
like some retroactive Easter eggs.
Yeah,
love
exactly. We tried to make it rereadable.
Yeah, that's really cool. Now I would imagine, like down the road when you're like 100 issues deep, you can just publish that by itself.
That's the idea.
I'm a D&D nerd. I remember the Monsters Compendium with all the notes and everything like that. That was dope. Melissa, when you have to deal with a Tarrasque, you have to wish it away.
Absolutely.
Just
remember that.
I'll remember that. I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind.
But that is the idea, is that down the road we'll be able to do that and then have additional information too. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. What else do I got in here? Just a couple other pictures, issues, and art, all the things. A lot of really cool giveaways. There were keychains and steaks and hot sauce and hats and tumblers and original art, which was really cool. I watched the news clip that you were just on the news here locally, and they had some original art, which you raffled off, which was really, really cool. I love that. And before we get into Gatorland, though, I have lots of questions about this comic book. I have so many questions. So, where were you? You got the art from her, and you did it. Now, is this something you've ever considered, like, in the past? Like,
I've wanted to do a comic book my whole life, and I was drawing comics since I was a kid. My mother taught me to draw, and what's funny was I'd make her draw Batman, and make her draw, she would just draw. She drew very well, and she'd do these murals on the wall for us. Like I had this big Thundercat mural she did for us, like, Star Wars characters. And one day I drew a picture of Lionel, I think it was in middle school, and I showed her, and she's like, "This is great. I never have to draw again." And she never did. And I felt this pressure, like, I've got to keep doing art because no one else in the house is, So I knew I wanted to do comics. I knew I wanted to draw. And better late than never, so here we are, and I'm finally getting to do it, It's like, it just felt like it was a legacy and I had to do it,
That's awesome. I mean, once this thing, I mean, you have actual physical copies of this. It's a thing now,
It's
real. It's a real thing. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Now,
there's nothing like that, doing this much work on something. Again, Haley and I worked on this for 2 years,
Wow.
just the figuring out the art style, figuring out how it's going to look, the color palettes, the logos, everything, and to finally see it come off the press and hold it in your hands, and you're like, this is awesome. And then you go, but we got to fix this. Then you go back again and work on it some more. Then you get another run, and it. But that's it. When you got to the point where it's like, we're done. Like, we got it. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
It's indescribable.
No, because this is something I don't know. Like, what are the logistics of creating a comic book? I mean, there's the art, and there's the story, and there's people lettering and making the art. But then it's like, what stock of paper are we going to use? Like, wow, who's going to print this? I mean, how does all of that stuff work? Or how do you even like start to ask those questions?
The internet.
The internet?
There's a lot of like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Like, I'm doing this. Okay, how do we do this? But, it's something where, luckily, like, because we have experience doing brochures, and I used to be art director on Ghost magazine years ago, so I had some ideas about, what it would take to do the printing and whatnot. So you get the template, and you get started, and you started drawing, and, figuring it out. You have to. There's some not fun logistics stuff like, all right, how many pages does it take? And you have to think of where the folds go and where the bleeds are, and, making sure the artwork flows, and you're leaving enough room for, the word balloons and things like that. But the more you do it, the more you kind of get it, and figure it out. And I think it also worked for us that we didn't know what we were doing, in a way, that we were figuring out as we went, because I think we did stuff in a way that people who were trained to do this wouldn't have done, and so I'm very happy with the result as far as that goes, Plus, the things like the Penny Dreadful, like, we just made up how we wanted to do that.
Right.
Dale Lucas, who is a long time, been friends with him since high school. He's a published author. He does, it's going to kill me because I don't remember exactly which ones, but he does the Warhammer novels.
Okay.
And he read it, and he was like, all right, I'll work on this with you. So he's our editor, and he's a contributing writer, and punctuation is a huge part of it. So get a good editor if you're going to try this. Yeah. So yeah, and that's it. And then it's just go, and don't give up, because you'll want to give up, and you just can't,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. When did you kind of feel like you were getting over the hump? Like I would imagine there's a lot of hard work going into that, and then all of a sudden you kind of gain the momentum. You're like, we got this. We're gonna do it.
So I would say it was when we got to. I want to say it was when we got to the last page, but it wasn't, because we got to the last page, and that's when you kind of flip through and you can say, this doesn't feel right. We could do this better. That kind of thing. And then so we go back. Hey, Ken, I rewrote this line. Haley, can you redraw this panel like this? And, I'd kind of redline it. She'd, fine. And she'd go do it. But then when you make those notes, we're all cranky about it, even me, where it's like, and then once you see it and it's like, that's it, we got it. And then issue 2 is so much easier.
Right.
Because we worked so much of it out with issue 1, and I think we're on a roll now.
Oh,
so,
very cool.
Yeah.
And I would imagine issue 3 would be even easier.
I can't wait to see that. Yeah.
4, 5, 10, 20.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then we're
There's
doing
32 scripts written and about 200 or so plotted.
Oh wow.
And
That's awesome.
yeah, and then there's a timeline that's kind of written that I can infinitely write this. I'm so ready. Like, I really love this project.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
You could tell just by talking. You're just like, I love this.
You're very excited, enthusiastic.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's one of my favorite things I've ever done. So
really
I mean, I
cool.
love this character. I love the idea of monster hunters, and I always have. And it's not. I know I played the character. It's not like it's me. It's like I named it after my father. My father's name was Daniel, and he passed away when I was young. So that's why I call him Daniel. But it's like, it's just something where it's the idea of crypts and cemeteries and crumbling castles, which I know you guys love.
Love that.
Absolutely love it.
But it's also the idea of just facing what you're afraid of, and then we have questions about what makes a monster. Like Selby, who's the werewolf girl. Like, you would think would have to kill her, and he's instead seeing her potential as someone that could replace him and be better than him if she can master her powers, and so you are we deciding to be a monster? Or are we deciding to be a hero? And I think in some ways everyone should be making that decision in their life, So that's kind of what the theme of the story is about. So
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, that's so cool. Well,
and before we move on, I have stuff for you.
oh boy.
So let's see what we
Is it
got.
a wolf dog?
So it's not a wolf dog,
Is it-
but
Jesus.
I don't know if you got any yesterday, but these are your officially licensed Hunter and Hound wooden stakes
That's so cool.
for you. So yeah, so there's 3. So I got one for
Ooh.
your girlfriend as well, who
All
gave
right.
me Rice Krispie treats.
I mean,
Awesome.
Definitely are
probably
into
a
a wooden
good trade.
That's
Yeah.
so
That's
cool. Look
so
at that.
cool.
And then some comic books for you.
No.
Yeah, so
No
here's what you're
way.
getting. So we have the very
That's
first
so cool.
silver editions with all the typos and everything.
Oh, wow.
And there's only like a couple of those, so you get those. Here you go. That's for you.
Oh,
And
so
then
thank
a
you.
silver
Wow.
edition.
Show's over,
of-
guys.
Yeah, silver edition of the Penny Dreadful. But
Oh,
wait, there's
wow.
more. So there's
Oh
also.
my God.
We didn't produce these, so as a test, we did the variant covers in silver.
Oh, I
And
love that.
Decided not to
So
do that,
cool.
so now you're going to get the only ones
What? These are getting
that we
framed.
have of those.
Oh my God, look at
And
the back. It's got the back. It's got the
We'll
art.
go ahead and debut it right here. This is the cover for issue number 2.
What?
So
That's
that's
so
what it's going to
cool.
look like. No one's seen that yet. And
Oh my God.
yeah, so there we go.
Ah!
That's
So
so
here's
cool.
your Hunter and Hounds with all your variants and
Well,
whatnot.
thank
There
you.
go.
Wow.
And then, what else did I bring?
That's super
Look
cool.
out, Real presents.
You're also going to get
It's
a
Christmas.
sticker set each and a weird old letter.
Okay.
Don't know what's in it. You'll
A weird
find out
old letter?
eventually. Yeah. So the only way to get these is on the Kickstarter,
Yay.
and the Kickstarter's over. So if you didn't get one, you either you
I was like
either
one of the first people.
If you didn't get well, you had to get it. You had to order it as an add-on.
Yeah.
So if you didn't get it as add-on, you can't get it anymore. So
Huh.
that's it. So the people who did it will get one, or you have to have HauntScene. Then
Right.
you get one.
Oh my God, those are so
There you
amazing.
go.
Ugh. Yay.
So that's your Hunter and Hound swag.
That's so cool. Thank you so much.
very
That's
welcome.
awesome.
You're very
Thank you.
I'm gonna cry.
I love comic books. I'm gonna read all these.
No
tonight.
crying on HauntScene. Oh my God, I cannot wait to look. I can't wait to read it. It's so ugh. Okay. We gotta talk about haunts.
Yeah,
We gotta get there. We gotta get Maryl involved here.
Yeah.
All right. So first
No,
thing.
Meryl worked her butt off at the event, by the way.
Yes.
So she was a huge
Yes.
part of making all that
Doing
happen.
all the
and
raffle
helping with
tickets, grabbing the
scenic,
prizes.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
yeah, that was. Yeah, I don't think we've ever met. We saw you at Del Taco though
Yeah.
the other time, and then you
We
know,
did see you.
it's like, we know them. Yes, we know
Yes.
them. Yes, we know them. Very, very cool. All right, changing gears a little bit. Congratulations on the Kickstarter.
thank you.
I mean, that's just amazing. We'll do anything we can to support you continually. So
Bless you.
Thank you.
I love this.
This
I-
is awesome.
it's just
This is so
amazing.
cool.
Very, very cool.
That's
All right.
awesome.
So, the information, hunterandhound.net, go there, bookmark it, do all the things right now, get on the Kickstarter. But we're going to change gears here and we're going to talk about Gatorland.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have a ton of images for this because I don't know what we're going to talk about yet. But I do want to show just a couple very quick things, some pictures
Thank you.
that Melissa took. Gatorland Orlando is amazing.
Mhm.
Even if you're not into haunts at all, go check out Gatorland. It is hilariously fun. It's really, it doesn't take itself too seriously. It is a blast. It is a family fun event. There's all kinds of gators and stuff. You can feed them. There's all kinds of different packages and zip lining and all kinds of crazy
Oh, yeah.
stuff you can do. So make sure you go to Gatorland.com. Here's the QR code. Use promo code HauntScene for 0% off. I don't know. Just when you go there, tell them HauntScene sent you.
Tell them
Yeah.
HauntScene sent you.
But you do have the Halloween event coming up here, and there's trick or treating. There's all kinds. The whole park feels like it's themed,
It's so much fun.
and there is a haunted attraction inside of Gatorland.
Yep.
And it is included in the day ticket, so it's which is awesome. Little hot tip from HauntScene: the line will fill up immediately, so get in line as soon as that thing opens up. And it is awesome. And we've gone for 2, 3, 4 years now, a couple times. So
Mhm.
it is a blast. It is awesome. You will see Dan probably because Dan just cycles through that whole thing and runs it for however long it's
Maybe.
open.
Maybe you'll see Dan.
Maybe.
Maybe you won't see Dan.
Oh,
in
maybe
there.
we won't.
Oh.
We'll tell you. Yeah.
Okay.
We may have changed some stuff.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
I mean, you're not just hosting it and going back and hosting it again and hosting it again.
No, maybe I'm not.
Well, okay.
Yeah. We'll fill you when you get to that part.
So, just some quick things here. The Swamp Ghosts Haunted Museum here it's awesome. Just go. I mean, I can't really say enough nice things about this. If you are curious, we do have a couple video walkthroughs of some of the previous years on the HauntScene YouTube channel. If you want to check it out, you might see some familiar faces on that right there. But the entire park has little different sections that are themed different ways, which is awesome. They had aliens last year. They had spiders and stuff. It was really cool. It's not super duper scary. It's spooky. It's fun, you know. Unlike other haunted attractions which are designed to murder you, this one's not. It's meant to be fun, right? So that is awesome. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just put the screen back on us here because I want to know all the details of the
So
theme
do
of
we.
this year.
I would also like to know.
We're hoping we can pull it off
Why
every
don't
year. We're
we-
like, can we do this?
Let's go back a couple years because just to kind of give people a taste of some of the themes here. It was not last year, the year before. It was 3 years ago. I remember walking in, and the first room was like Spirit Halloween. It was like a take on that.
Yes.
And I think because you're gonna learn something. That's one of the things I love about the Gatorland Haunt is it's like a history lesson of some aspect of horror or Halloween or whatever. And I think the room started with like a knockoff Spirit Halloween, and like it was like, this isn't Halloween, this is Halloween. It was talking about like Jack-o'-lantern and all that stuff, which was really
So
cool.
the idea there was that we've been doing Swamp Ghost Monster Museum for a while, but it was always in white Gators, and so that was a really small building. It was just a hallway you went through, and I did a little guided tour. And the year that you didn't see, the Monster Hunter character was actually there, and he was giving you a lesson on monster hunting.
Oh, cool.
So we talked about, Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman, the Mummy, but not the Hollywood versions, like the classic literature and the lore that they came from. Right. Yeah. And so the way that Swamp Ghost Monster Museum works, the formula is the first half is almost like a museum/ghost tour where we teach you about something. Then you get a chance to leave. And if you don't leave, then whatever we taught you about comes after you in kind of haunted house style.
Oh, wow.
So that's the idea. So the first year was classic monsters. The year you're talking about was Halloween traditions.
Mhm.
And one of the policies that for every show I do, I have to leave the guest better than I found them. So that means either uplifting them or teaching them something or whatever. So this is a great way to teach them something. So, and the guest has to be a character. So the idea was Swamp Ghost Monster Museum had closed, and a spirited Super Halloween Megastore moved in.
That never happened.
Never happened.
That
Right?
never
Yeah, it was
happened.
called Spirited Super Halloween Megastore. So they moved in, and you were new hires, and this was your orientation.
Oh yeah.
So they were giving you a tour, and there's this big sign that said, "We are the Halloween experts." So when the Gravedigger showed up, that offended him. Like, they don't know Halloween. I know Halloween. I'll show you Halloween. And then he takes you through, and we learned all the Halloween traditions. He finished by telling you the story of Stingy Jack, which is what jack-o'-lanterns, where we got the tradition of jack-o'-lanterns from. And then Stingy Jack showed up, takes you from the Gravedigger, and led you through the rest of the way. And that was the haunted house portion where everything jumps out and scares you and whatnot. The following year was
Ghosts and Funeral Customs.
Yep, yeah. So it was
Hero went to that one.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's Hauntings and Funeral Customs.
Awesome.
Yep, and then last year was
Film.
Silent
The
horror.
silent
Origins of
horror. Yeah, that one was cool.
That was an undertaking. So when I say like we want to know the details, because we get these ambitious ideas, and it's like, can we pull this off? Then can we actually have them go through the screen, and can the entire second half be monochromatic? So that was the idea. Was it was classic films last year. You were entering an abandoned building, with like a vlogger who does that kind of thing, and then we wind up teaching once the Gravedigger gets a hold of you and takes over the tour. Talked about Night of the Living Dead, Nosferatu, Thomas Edison's Frankenstein,
London
and
After
London
Midnight.
After Midnight. you went in and watched a little fake movie that we did that you got pulled into the screen.
So cool.
Second half's monochromatic. Enter Meryl, right? So I've seen a lot of people do black and white haunts. She literally made it monochromatic. It was all grayscaled perfectly. I could not believe it. Like when you filmed it, you would think someone turned the saturation off on their film, but no, it was actually painted that way.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I called Alan Hops. I was like, "How do you do it?" And he's like, I don't want to say a secret, but he gave me one little secret tip with the thing. And we're like, "Great, go with it." And she nailed it.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very impressive.
And then Ken, I was like, "Can we light this with projectors instead of lights?" And he's like, "I think so." And that's the kind of stuff I throw at him where I'm like, "I don't know if this will work. Can you make it work?"
Let's figure it out.
And he nailed it. Every
giving it all
surface
he's
had
got.
those scratches and flickers, and it killed. And I was really proud of it. Like that turned out to be a great
It was
show.
very well done.
Yeah,
Very
people
cool.
loved it. So
That was so good. That was so good.
that's the cool thing for me is that I ask everyone of this stuff, and I don't know if it's going to work. And I let them do their thing, and then I, just like a guest, I get to walk and be like, "Whoa! Like, look what you did!" So I get to geek out over their work, which is pretty cool.
I don't know what I was expecting the first year that I went, because it's just like Gatorland, family friendly, and it was like legit. I mean, it is not to be missed, and that's coming from somebody that's done 140 something haunts in 30 states. I mean, Gatorland is just not something I would ever miss again. So, go. Do it right now. Get in line right now before it fills up. But what's the deets for this year? Or at least what you can say.
All right. Well,
Creepy.
we like to come here. I think it's gonna be the new thing is just announcing what the theme is.
I mean,
here
I'm
on
not
the
going to
show.
complain about that.
Here on the show. So, I guess Swamp Ghost Monster Museum this year is going to be based on the works of Bram Stoker.
Okay.
Oh,
So
cool.
we're talking about two books in particular. So one is called Jewel of the Seven Stars, which is a mummy story that he wrote. So he gets all the press for vampires and stuff, but he wrote this great mummy story too. It's one of the first mummy stories where the mummy comes to life and there's a curse and everything. So we'll be doing that. The other one is a little known book that he did that hardly anyone knows about called Dracula.
Oh my.
Yeah, so
Gosh, vampires.
Yeah.
Cut, sir.
So
Yes.
yeah, so we're going to be doing that,
Yes.
but we are doing our best to have no Hollywood in it. Like,
Okay.
it's all from the book. So we're going to be talking about in the Monster Museum. We'll talk about Bram Stoker, his inspirations, how that all came to be. We'll talk about Jewel of the Seven Stars and the kind of mummy craze that was happening at the time, when he decided to write that. And then, like always, something will happen and you will go into the stories and experience them. So,
That's cool.
That sounds terrifying.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. I'm so excited.
so yeah.
That's,
But we wanted to just do something where it was like just classic, real Dracula, and really just tell the story like it was in the book, So that's what we're gonna go for.
from a horror perspective, though, that is super educational because 99.9% of people, their vision of Dracula or the Mummy is from cinema, right?
Right.
They're watching the different movies or whatever. I mean, that's what your brain goes. So I
Yeah.
think it's going to be kind of cool to see the literary version of that. So that's
As
really-
best you can in a haunt that is over alligators and crocodiles. That
I
I
think
like,
you can say the only haunt in the world that's over alligators and crocodiles.
Yeah.
That's true.
This
It's
is-
physically.
This is
literally.
absolutely true.
Yeah.
That's actually, yeah.
As a matter of fact,
Never
that
done a haunt
never
over gators
really
before.
that never really occurred to me.
I never really thought of it
I
before.
hope, I hope these floorboards are nice
It
and
occurs to us while we're working on it.
Yes.
That's for sure.
One will
Because
pop its jaw underneath you, and you'll feel it up through the floorboards.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That happened to me
Yeah.
a lot
Oh,
last year while I'm
that
sitting
is-
on the ground mixing paints and stuff.
Oh, that's
and then,
crazy.
Yeah. They'll randomly, not just pop their jaw, but
Like bellow. And
bellow
Bellow.
and stuff, and it's like, oh, okay.
that would terrify me.
terrifying.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember it, you may not, but the year we did the Halloween traditions haunt, I was up on a ladder. I will never forget. It was 7:15 in the morning, and I'm up on a ladder and I'm by myself in the kid closet and I'm stapling those like big doll things. We had like that tunnel of dolls that you went through.
Yeah, I love dolls.
So I'm up on the ladder, and it sounded like someone started a Harley Davidson underneath me, and the ladder started shaking, and I about defecated. And it was just the gator was directly under me and started bellowing.
Oh,
And
snap.
it is loud. And when at Gatorland, if you're lucky enough to be there when that happens, one bellows, and then another one responds, and then another one across the lake responds, and then across the park you hear another one respond. So when you get over the initial fear of it just happened underneath you, you just hear and it just moves around the whole park.
Yeah.
Super cool. But that one time it wasn't cool. Like it scared the heck out of me. So yeah,
That would. I don't.
it's horrifying.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
So, how long does it take you to put the event together? Because there's not only the Monster Museum, but there's also the entire theme of the park. Is that something you guys are already working on?
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't want to say too much, but so cryptids is always going to be a thing with us, like that. People love the cryptids, so the Cryptid Express train ride,
Love that.
will be back, and we're adding some cryptids this year. So we're going to be talking about some Florida cryptids. So we'll have some displays to talk about, like the St. Augustine monster. But then we're also doing, I don't know is it cryptid garden, kinder cryptids, kid
Yeah,
cryptids.
we
So
yeah.
there's gonna be some baby cryptids
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Only at Gatorland.
So
Only
yeah.
at Gatorland.
So speaking of Alan earlier, Rue over at Still Peace Studios just finished our baby Mothman, and
Yay!
it's not cute. So it's exactly what you'd expect. Yeah.
Hey.
So
That's cute.
so we have some cryptid kids that are going to be there, and we're pretty excited about that. So that'll be happening in that section, and then we now have a new beer garden at Gatorland,
Oh,
the
okay.
Guzzling Gator. So we have craft beers there. So we thought that that'd be a great place to bring back Frankenstein's Oktoberfest.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll have the Polkageist back doing the accordion music.
What?
Yeah.
Polkageist?
You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, that's
man.
stuff
I
you
have
can't
never
hear.
seen
So we
that.
do.
I really wanted that.
Okay,
That
so
went to the
here-
top of my hype list.
Here's what you missed. That's right, because you started coming the year after we did that. So yeah, so we have Frankenstein running around in Lederhosen, right? Frankenstein's there doing some
That sounds
yodeling
amazing.
and whatnot, and then we
That's-
have a zombie accordion player that we call Polkageist that's out there doing some
That's amazing.
some polka.
Can't wait to see that.
Yeah, we decorate up for Oktoberfest over there, and that's pretty fun. And the only place in the world I think you see Frankenstein and Lederhosen, so that's
That
happening.
works.
Yeah,
That's
very
somebody-
Gatorland. That's
Yeah.
how we roll.
You didn't have that last year.
We haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, we
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was something we did early in Gators, Ghosts, and Goblins, and yeah, the year that was the first year we didn't do it was when
when
you
the
started
first year
coming
started
out.
going.
Johnny Bronson's coming in. Turn it off.
Yeah.
It's too much.
At least we get to see it this year, though.
Yeah,
so
you'll
that's
get to
good.
see
That's
that this
good.
year. Yep. So
So
that's
cool.
That's
coming
awesome.
back. And then there is we're bringing back the graveyard area, which we hadn't really done in a while, but the gravedigger will be out there.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's awesome.
So he may not be running the tours inside. He may
Okay.
be running around causing mischief out in the graveyard area.
You can affect more people that way.
Yeah, it's so there's that, and he has a friend that will be hanging out with him called Fritz that I can't tell you too much about, but he's an interesting character, and so he actually made an appearance once or twice at Legends.
Okay.
And it's a pretty over the top character.
Stretching my brain.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, he ran on Spooky Empire at one point. So, we're gonna introduce him there, and
All right.
carnage and hilarity will ensue.
Oh, I love that.
I
That's
had to
very cool.
invest in some really good cement for our tombstones because I know those two are
Yeah,
they're gonna run amok.
we're gonna destroy sets and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. So
That's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
when you go to design these things, because this is a more of a family friendly thing, like how do you push the line? Because there's stuff there for adults, and there are things like little Easter eggs and adult that we'll get, but there's also fun stuff for the kids. Like how do you make that balance?
It's tricky, and I keep waiting to get called into Boss Man's office, but so far, see, the bad thing about your new setup is I can't knock wood right now, but yeah, so thank you. Yeah, so far we haven't gotten in trouble, but I think we don't do gore,
right?
So that's part of it, and I don't think you need to do gore.
You don't.
To do Halloween.
Yeah.
Horror, sure, but and I know that they're hand in hand, but we still scare people. Like people are plenty scared when they come through the haunt, and we don't have to be gory to do it, but there's some blood sometimes. But we warn everyone, you have your chance to leave, parental discretion, that kind of thing. So you will know when you're going to encounter that kind of stuff when you're there. So luckily, the second half of Swamp Ghost Monster Museums where we can go a little more crazy, and so parental discretion advised there. Out in the park, one of the difficult things for us is that we are in broad daylight. Like it is noon time sun hitting
and in the
every
round,
set.
Usually, like,
what's that?
It's in the round, and the fact that like there's no back to the set, we have to build.
Right. So we don't have the benefit of being nighttime. We're not getting to hide mistakes with light and fog. It's like we just have to make the sets look as good as we can, and humor plays a part in it. It's something where if something doesn't look quite right, we can make a joke and we get away with it. The other part is just begging Meryl to, like, we did the best we could building it, paint it awesome, please. And then Meryl will go through and do her magic and make it look great. And the other thing is it's daytime, and so we can still kind of have a monster be a bit scary, or we can, bring out something that's a little more intense because at least you're seeing it in daylight, So the thing that works against us a little bit on, our sets and whatnot kind of works in our favor with smaller guests. I'm shocked at how many kids come over and hug Gravedigger, or, like come over and see some of our monsters and want to hug them. Like it's crazy. Yeah. But it's something where first part is that it's in broad daylight and that helps. Second part is actor training, and it's making sure that how to be, who to be approachable to, who to get an impact for. That's a big part of it. It's making sure when you're making eye contact with a kid, you change your body language, but you could go back to being, more intimidating when you're looking at dad. Like that's a big part of it, So just training and using the daylight to your advantage,
And one of the cool things that we get to see, because we do have the exit halfway through the haunt, you have a bunch of kids who they won't make it through. They'll make it through the first half, and then they'll leave. And then like by the end of the day, you'll see them come back through, and they've built up the courage on themselves.
That's awesome.
And then they make it through the second half, and they're like, well, I'm going to do this again next year. Yeah, so like you kind of really get to see them level up, and for a lot of these, it might be their first haunt.
Yeah. That's that future generation of those characters and haunters and all. Just gotta
if you traumatize them right when they're young, which is what happened to me, then they will come back and work for you later. That's the truth.
Haunt designers, serial killers, who knows?
Right.
Flip a coin.
Right.
That's awesome. Now, anything in particular each of you are looking forward to for this year? Like your one favorite thing? Ken, we'll start with you.
I will say I love getting to light it.
Okay.
That's I come from the cinematic background with the video and stuff like that, so getting to light it and try to make it look awesome as if I were shooting it, is a high point for me all the time. So
nice.
This is gonna be very corny, I apologize, but I love when our work overlaps. So yes, him lighting like my sets that I paint is great, but also getting to see, like, he's gonna get to do some really cool effects this year, and I'm really excited to see, because he can pull off anything.
All right. Wow, I almost completely said the wrong thing. Because you guys are together and you live under the same roof. How do I say this diplomatically? Your work, when you bring it home, do you test things out, like, or do you do it all like on site?
A or both.
Okay. You
And-
stand in
we're-
this chair.
But we'll always be kicking stuff around. That's, doing chores or, just hanging out. This, hey, what do you think about, like, just testing waters, and then we'll go to Dan. Hey, we've been thinking, like, we're going to try this.
No, sometimes he'll just come in the morning and he'll drop something on my desk that he went and designed and 3D printed and built and she painted, and it's like, hey, what about this?
Ah.
It's done and it's perfect, so I guess, yeah, like, good, perfect, yeah.
Good to go.
Right.
That's awesome. Dan, anything in particular?
I don't love it till it's done.
Okay.
It's like, it's something where what happens is it's game face and you start going, and we're always ambitious with it, and we're a very small team trying to pull stuff off. So it's like, is this going to work? Are we going to be able to do this? Can we get it done on time? But you don't want to just, you always want to top yourself. So it's something where, of course, I'm having fun, like, it's the best job ever. But, it's also like, are we going to do this? And then there's that one point, maybe a couple days before we open, where you look around, you're like, oh yeah, this is going to work. This is going to work, And, one of the things I do love about being the guide that takes people through is I get to watch their faces, and I can see it's working, and you can, one of the best moments I ever had doing this was when, the year we did the funeral customs and hauntings one, we had Boss Man's ghost come through the wall during the poltergeist scene, and he's yelling at me, and I'm talking to the ghost, and I'd watch the people at the table who are doing the seance. Now, while they're watching him, at least 3 people per group were scrunching up their nose like he was. Like, he's scrunching up his nose, yelling at me, and they're watching him and scrunching up their nose too. And I'm like, they're so into it that they're imitating his face.
So cool.
So getting to sit there and watch, I'd be like, and it became a game to me, like, how many groups are going to do that. And every group, 2 or 3 people, kid you not, it was never 0, would be scrunching up their nose and doing what he was doing. And I was like, this works, So seeing it connect with people, hearing them laugh, of course, hearing them scream, is the best thing. But obviously, before that, it's that moment where you're like, it's gonna work. So, yeah.
It works. Several times I've gone it, and we'll see. I have to go for the first time.
I had to go for the
Last
first
year.
time last year. It was
Yeah.
a lot of fun. It was very
It's
well done.
long too. Like
Very- yeah,
it's
yeah.
like super. Like, it's I don't know. I think people will go in like, oh, it's Gatorland, but like, it's legit and it's a long haunt. I mean, you'll learn something and you'll have fun. It's
Mhm.
cool. Do a lot of people like chicken out? Like,
Yeah, I would say a very decent amount of
Okay.
people. Sometimes it's, child swap. Like, that's kind of a good thing, though. I think that you can have a family come in, and then the mom will say, I'm going to take them out, and then, they'll swap. Later the mom will come through without the dad or whatever. So it's like, it's good that they know they can do that, and they still got to experience it, at least part of it together,
Right.
before they had to do the
Do you have
swap.
like emergency exits so they can exit out if they wanted to?
There's
Like
a
chicken-
there's a
chicken
kind
out?
of a last chance to leave exit halfway through. So you do
Oh, okay.
you always get to do the museum part, and then at that point, before you get passed off to the haunt guide, then it's like, this is your last chance to go, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
some people are like, I'm out, and then
Yes.
you
I
let them
can't do
out,
that.
and
We'll see
I-
if you quit a haunt, you're
Yes,
fired.
I'm basically fired off haunts, so I can't do it.
some haunts, some are pretty scary. No, none.
Not for this one.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
No,
All right,
we're not allowed to quit.
not once.
no quit
Once.
No,
Okay.
you're not even from buried alive. Can't quit. Yep.
Oh.
I would
Yeah.
quit. And if I quit,
You're breaking your own rule.
this
thing.
whole thing's over if I quit.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So now we know that's your
Yep,
weakness. Bury
yep.
you alive.
Don't
Got
bury
it.
me. Do not bury me alive.
Make a note.
Yeah, I
guys.
was just about to say.
Bury you alive.
I'm good. Very cool. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, Hunter and Hound got that going on. Got Gatorland coming on. I don't have the calendar or anything. It's not on the website yet. The Ghost Up, but there will be a section on the website that you can go and check that out. But when does Gatorland typically start promoting their Halloween theme and event and haunt and everything?
Well, if the marketing director had her way, it would be a week or two ago.
Yes.
But we'll be turning in all the final stuff tomorrow. You should start seeing,
Okay.
the ads and the blurbs and whatnot start popping up in the next couple of weeks. Do you have the dates?
It's the last 3 weekends in October.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's
not.
the middle
Uh-oh.
three.
It's middle
The
three
middle
weekends.
3 weekends.
Sorry,
So it starts
we-
on the 10th.
Yep.
So
10th,
starting
11th.
the 10th, yeah, and it's every Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
We don't do Halloween Day.
Yeah.
We're not going to do Halloween.
Okay.
So
In October. It starts in
yeah.
October.
yeah.
Yep.
So it's 3 weekends only. So it's not the first weekend. It's the middle 3 weekends and then not Halloween weekend.
Yep. And advantage here, you can go during the day, so it's not going to impede if you want to do haunted night, which is awesome. And the moment we see anything, obviously, we will be promoting it on HauntScene. So we'll keep an eye out for that from the Gatorland social media. But make sure you follow Gatorland on everything. That way, you'll be the first to know when all these things happen.
Here, everyone, write this down.
Write it down right now.
10th, 11th, 17th, 18th, 24th, 25th of October. Daytime hours at Gatorland. It's part of your regular park admission. Florida residents get half off.
That's ridiculous.
She just float, right?
That's
She just
such a good deal.
It's a ridiculously good deal. It's the best Halloween value, I would say. You just show your Florida ID, you get in for half off, and then you get everything you would get at the park. So all the animals and shows, and plus
Happy
Gators,
Bob.
Ghosts, and Goblins.
Creepy
Creepy
barbers.
Bears.
Yeah,
Creepy
Creepy
Bears.
barbers.
the creepy bearer will return.
That's so cool.
And we're gonna have some really cool new shirt designs drawn by Haley, so I'm excited.
Oh,
to see
that's
that.
awesome.
Haley, yep, did some great shirts this year, and
Wow.
yeah, she does every year.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Now I want another mashup, like maybe in 2027, Hunter and Hound Gatorland mashup. I don't know. That'd be so
Yeah.
cool.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Like, who
kinda
knows?
cool.
Hunter and Hound and Gators. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Let's go.
Yep.
Might happen.
I mean, that actually makes a lot. That's like a special issue.
Yes.
Right
Yes.
there. Very cool. All right. Well, looks like we're about to wrap this thing up. Thank you guys for stopping by the studio, coming all the way to Davenport here. Any last minute shout outs? Any that you guys want to put out there into the world?
I want to thank Haley and these two, and my children, and my wife, for being so supportive of everything that we've been doing. And I definitely want to thank all of the sponsors that came out, like Crazy Lester's Sauce Asylum, Crazy Extra Sauce Asylum. They did the hot sauce, which is amazing. Allison Walker did that great article on us. In Harmony with Nature, Gods and Monsters, everyone that's helped us.
The popcorn place did that really great popcorn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Popcorn Encore did
Yes,
great
it's
popcorn
Popcorn
for
Encore
us.
now, yes.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
so I want to thank everyone that helped us with that event, and come see us at Gatorland. Even without Halloween, it's a great
It's
time.
still,
Like,
it's still
awesome.
a fun
Come
time.
see us before
It's a
that.
great time.
Yeah,
Yep.
meet some capybaras, and we have animals. We have Aldabra tortoises. I mean, it's the best.
Yeah.
And over 2,500 alligators and crocodiles. And then come see what we do at Halloween after that, so you can see how the park changes.
Yes.
I love that. That's so cool.
I love that.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere. We're gonna wrap this thing up. Melissa Lukac, do you know who we have on the show? Now that we're in haunt preview season, officially, we just did our first haunt preview. Who do we have on the show next week?
I don't remember.
You
Everybody
don't
told me.
know?
I don't know.
Well, some people we may have heard of here. We actually have Eddie McLaurin for Woods of Terror. We'll be on the show. We're doing 2 shows a week from here until forever. Tuesday night, August 4th, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have Eddie on from Woods of Terror to preview Woods of Terror in Greensboro, North Carolina. We'll be there in a couple weeks for their media night. They have a dinosaur themed
A brontosaurus?
They do have a brontosaurus. It's going to be amazing. And then on
Model
Thursday,
recipe.
for the first time, we're going to have Justin and folks from Blackwater Grave, which is a haunt we just did for the first time in Bartow, Florida. If you're not familiar with Bartow, it's kind of like in the Lakeland region right there. Hopefully he'll come in and we'll be able to talk to them. And super nice guy, great staff. We had a lot of fun at that haunt last year.
It was super fun.
Really, really cool. And then we have most of the rest of August and some September. We're going to have 1 or 2 shows a week to preview as many haunts as we can. We can't preview everything because there's only 2 of us and we both have jobs and only so many time slots, and I do like to sleep every once in a while. But we're going to do what we can. We'll also have a haunt preview episode where we'll do a whole season preview. I'm sure we'll mention Gatorland and everything again for that with any updated information that we have for you. But let's wrap this thing up. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. So, couple things. Thank you everybody for watching. Follow us on everything. We actually just redid our website kind of, so you might notice some new things there. We're HauntScene on everything: Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Those are our main channels these days. Make sure you follow us on all of the things. We would appreciate it. And thank you to our sponsors once again: Fright Nights with the Terror, Dr. Gomes Haunted Trail, Halloween Trick Company, and See You Scared. You guys are awesome. We do appreciate that. And we do have a couple Patreon supporters. If you guys want to follow us on Patreon or do maybe consider a YouTube channel membership, we got some amazing people following us there. Appreciate that. And there are other ways to support HauntScene. If you're curious, just shoot us an email and we'll talk about all the things. And that is going to be it for us. So we'll be back next week as we get into it. So are you ready? All right.
Let's do it.
Till next time, spooky easy.
As always, happy haunting. Have a good night.
All right. Bye,
Bye.
buddy.
Give me some treats.